Tell us a little bit about the rituals of Esalen. This is sort of the reinvention of the guest experience during these challenging and kind of innovative times, we might even say.
Absolutely. We put this program together because we felt that there was a need for people to reconnect with themselves, reconnect with each other, and reconnect with nature. It's one of the principles of Esalen is about this deep, deep connection. And so this is an opportunity for couples to come to spend some quality time here at Esalen, a little bit of a digital detox if they want to take that opportunity to step out of the rest of the world and find a little peace and calm here, reconnect to themselves, reconnect to each other, and spend some amazing time in just beautiful, beautiful nature.
And what's that going to look like when they arrive on the property? What do the rituals look like? I know that it's a little bit of secret. We don't want to let too much out because we want you to experience it fresh, but could you give us like a little hint of what it's like?
Yeah, so a lot of people have come to Esalen for over the decades. And during that time, we have created uniquely Esalen experiences, whether that be from the experience down at the tubs and the bathing and that opportunity, to walking our gardens, to meditative practices, to spending some time in nature, journaling, reflecting, and just spending some quality time in the lodge, great food. And it's really, the rituals of Esalen is really getting back in touch with those things that made Esalen what it is today, that is inherently Esalen.
Now, from what I understand too, that there's this program that is created for couples to come at this time, just because of some of the restrictions of COVID and occupancy and the kind of things we want to put into place to keep people safe. But the program includes like mindfulness and movement, embodiment, creative expression. Could you just give us an idea of what that means?
You bet. Yeah, we've got a great lineup coming. So during this time and the rituals experience, there'll be a number of opportunities to participate and share in yoga, meditation. All of these sessions will be led and facilitated. So there'll be a lot of support for people while they are here, and their opportunity to participate in a very a less structured sequence versus the kind of the classes where we normally have it's, you've got to be to class on time and the instructor's giving you a big, deep, immersive experience. This will be far more self-paced. There'll be plenty of opportunities for people to experience the things you mentioned: yoga, mindfulness, walks in nature, bathing time. We've created some cards to help with the process of self-reflection, an opportunity, and we'll support people through that process of journaling, which is a very important part of what goes on here at Esalen, as we have that reflective experience and we get back in touch with ourselves while we're still connecting with the other people here.
I think we're looking at right now the entrance. When you arrive at Esalen, you will have a specific protocol that you'll have to follow, much like the other places that you will experience going right now. Things have just changed a little bit. We have to adapt. Can you describe the arrival experience with like check-in and sign-in sheet and masks and things?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, safety is our number one. And I'm very proud to say that we have been able to keep the campus safe since we closed back in March, and have not had a case of COVID either on property or traced back to property. But you'll be met at the gate. It will be an open air experience. We, of course, ask you to wear your mask coming down so that it's safe for everybody. There'll be a questionnaire. We have temperature checks. We've taken every precaution that we possibly can to ensure that the people are safe. And then from there, you'll be set up for your stay and the opportunity to experience the property.
We're looking at the kitchen right now, and obviously we have some talented people in the kitchen led by Michael LaRoche. And this new thing called Power Bowls for Life. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so we have had to really adopt the dining experience at Esalen for people who have been before. We would always have this beautiful buffet out for people. Buffets obviously just can't happen in this current environment that we're in. And so the kitchen's worked really hard to create this bowl concept. It's the ability to grab a meal and to go sit outside, go sit on the edge of the ocean, go sit in the garden and take it with you. Michael and his team have put together some amazing menu items. They're incredibly healthy, incredibly nourishing. It's well balanced. And we're really starting to maybe introduce people back towards the importance of plant-based diets. There's certainly meat proteins, animal proteins available as well. But we're really trying to focus on giving people a really great food experience while they're here.
I can attest. I was just there, and the farm survived very well, and the carrots are fresh, and the food was amazing. You have a little note from Savannah on Facebook Live right now. Thank you for doing what you can to keep people safe. Love you, Esalen. We've gotten so much love during this process. And of course, we've got outdoor dining, which is just one of the things we have to do these days. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, and hi, Savannah. Thanks for that feedback. It's great. No, we are obviously in COVID, and we're managing through the compliance and regulatory requirements for the county and the state. But we have set up the lodge deck so that there is spacious dining for people. There are tables out actually just close to the pool. I see you have a picture of the pool up there.
Which is very clean, by the way. Facilities did a fantastic job of removing the ash.
It is. It took us quite a few days to get the ash. But there are those beautiful picnic spots out by the pool overlooking the ocean. And I think the otters are back down there in the bay below the pool. So there's wildlife in the ocean to look at as well while you enjoy this amazing food that the kitchen has created.
And part of the rituals also is just the meditative walks that you can take through the property with some of this guidance that we put together in program. And then the mineral hot springs as well. Tell us how those have adapted. There's individual bathing as well, just to keep people safe.
I think one of the really interesting things about the rituals of Esalen is having this spaciousness when people are on property. I've gotten feedback from folks who share that as much as they love the intensity of the workshops, there's often not a lot of downtime to experience Esalen. And of course, it is a beautiful, magical place. Down at the tubs, we've done everything we can to ensure people's safety. It is set up so that there is more opportunity for individuals to have their own tub. We've added clawfoot tubs. We have added bath attendants there to keep the place clean and sanitized and to support people while they're there. There's a reservation systems in place so that you can actually get a guaranteed slot down there and enjoy just the amazing experience of being that close to the ocean in mineral hot springs. And it has become just a unique experience. It's tranquil, it's peaceful, and yet you're there amongst other people as well.
Terry, we have a couple of questions, one from Nancy, and this is a really good one too, and I hope you can answer, and if not, we'll get back to you, Nancy, for sure. Do I need to bring any COVID documents coming from Connecticut? Is the shuttle running from the airport? I'm not sure you can answer that, but in terms of the documents, I think you could probably answer that, yes?
Yeah, so we don't have the shuttle operating at the moment. It's just the public transport and the having to put people in the same vehicle is just not something that we feel we can do safely yet. So we have not put the shuttle back into place. You don't need any documents when you come. And in fact, I think prior to your visit, you will get a copy of the questionnaire. And provided that you can answer that questionnaire in the negative for all of our questions, we've got a great time waiting for you and a really deep, rich experience.
She says thank you. And Laura Peoples says, Esalen, one of my favorite places. Cannot wait to visit again soon. Mary Beth says, are massages available?
I actually don't have the final detail on that. We're doing everything we can to make that happen. Right now in the state of California, massage can only be done outside. And if the weather turns, that puts that very much into a category of challenge. So we're going to do everything we can to get massage back here. We've got some great practitioners who are just so ready to get back and to do the healing work that they do. We call it healing arts because that's what it is. It's more than just straight massage. They have an amazing practice down there. So keep asking. We'll try and get some updates out to folks as soon as we have confirmation on that. And it is a little bit weather dependent.
So Terry, I'm showing a picture of an event that happened this week because obviously things are changing. Everybody's pivoting. A lot of things have gone digital, and Eslen's so famous, as you said, for all these in-person events. But we have really a great digital team coming together to bring these events to you live. And this weekend was Thievery Corporation and a special yoga experience, and we're showing some behind the scenes of that. Is this kind of the way things are going now and will be a hybrid of what's to come?
I think this is certainly one of the things that we're exploring, Christine. You know, if we can't bring the same number of people back to Esalen and the ways we used to, how do we take a taste and a flavor of Esalen to the people in the world? And this weekend's event was a perfect example of that. We actually had two events. There were Friends of Esalen movement schedule program from Leahy on Saturday. We had Donovan and Rob on Sunday, and it was really heartwarming to see the response to that live performance right here in front of the old tree on the deck. And people really feel connected back to Esalen, and I know that talking with Donovan and Rob, they felt the vibe of being here. Now, our next step that we would love to do is to incorporate on-property groups with folks like Rob and Donovan to have small, very safe events, and also at the same time share those off-property while things are going on property.
I love that you're on a first name basis now with members of the Thievery Corporation and these global yoga event leaders now. This is fantastic. So it was Thievery Corporation's music that was vibing at Esalen this weekend. Couple more questions if you have time, Terry. Do you?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. So from Jordan, do you think the month-long residential program may restart in 2021? 2021 is a magical number on so many levels, isn't it?
It is. It is. Thanks for that question. And Christine, I would just touch on, you know, being on first name terms with people like Donovan and Rob is the magic of Esalen. This is the connection. When people come, you can be in the tubs or walking on the land, sitting on the deck, and on one side of you is, you know, Rob Garza from Thievery Corporation, and on the other side of you is a world-renowned physicist and a spiritualist, and these connections are so important and the way they happen at Esalen. The question around the student program, we're going to get back to our programming as soon as we can. You know, it's what Esalen does. It's part of our core. I don't think that we are going to see those programs return in the first 6 months of 2021. There is just too many variables with what's going on in the world, what's going on with COVID, to really, I'm very conscious of not making commitments that we are really very unsure we could honor. And so taking those reservations now, booking those faculty, and providing high quality programs, we're not there yet. I don't have a date, but what I do have is it is absolutely in our mission to get back to that kind of programming and to get back there as quickly as it is safe to do so. The vibe on property is so important, and so much, having been what became a resident scholar, a work scholar, that's how I came to Esalen, was as a work scholar. It is just an incredibly important program for us.
It is literally the way things are right now. Everyone is having to adapt, be flexible, pivot. I mean, this is to still be explored for the coming months, and who knows beyond the coming months as well. What about scholarships? A question about scholarships.
Yeah, this is another one that is really near and dear to my heart personally. So we have created a significant amount of scholarship for the Rituals of Esalen. We have been able to put in a lot of support into our scholarship program over the last 12 to 18 months. Last year was a year that we were we started to set up our scholarship endowment. We put $500,000 in there, and we're looking to continue to build that out to support scholarship at Esalen. So I would encourage people, if you're in need of support to come to Esalen, please apply through our scholarship program, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that people get here and they have a great experience.
Yeah. One of the things I felt, I was there recently, as we mentioned, I think it just is this feeling of excitement among the staff too, to welcome people back. There's such pride in the property and the special quality and the vibe that's there. Can you just sort of encapsulate the feeling that's on property right now?
Yeah, there is some anticipation. We have been a small group of in the low 20s now for 6 months, and this is my second kind of 6-month closure of Esalen. I was here when the bridge went out. Esalen is an amazing place when there's only 20 of you, but after about the first 6 weeks, it gets really, really quiet. And I think Esalen itself is ready to welcome people back. I know the staff are excited to see new faces. I know the new energy that comes to property when people arrive. We're very, very excited to have guests back, and we're doing everything we can to get ready. We're dusting stuff off. The cabin's crew is making sure that our rooms are the best that we can make them. And we're ready to see people come down the hill and welcome them back to Esalen.
Terry Gilbey, it's been wonderful. Thanks so much for the transparency, the information, just kind of the feeling that you get when you're on the property. I'm sure that people will feel that way too. So come on back. Terry, have a great day. And thanks so much again for spending some time with us, answering some questions, and just giving us a sneak look at the rituals of Esalen.
Will do. Christine, thank you. And thank you to everybody out there that we will start to see you next week.